It's the 2017 NBA playoffs here on AfterBuzz Sports. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
My team's
Oh,
won,
I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. I'm a Knicks fan. We're not even in the playoffs, but I'm hyped. So in fact, we're covering sports here at AfterBuzz.
It's exciting.
Which is, look at this logo right here.
I know.
Peep the logo. Can they see it?
Yeah, on the 3-shot, they should be able to see it. What's up, guys? Welcome to our coverage of the 2017 NBA playoffs. I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_. Where can they find you, Christine?
What's up, guys? I'm Christine Alexis. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Bean.
What's up, guys? I'm Deanjilo. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Deanjilo, Deanjilo, or at Deanjilo TV on Twitter, and my Wizard fan kind of to the left.
Yes. Hey guys, I'm Jessie Zahner. You can find me all over social media at Athletic, and I am live now in the live chat if you guys are joining us live.
Yes, if you're watching us, talk to Jessie. Talk to
Yes.
us. We're going to be discussing every game that happened this weekend. Before we get started, I'd like to introduce pretty much AfterBuzz Sports, which is something that we've been trying to do for a while. There's a lot of sports fans here at AfterBuzz, and we've come together to bring you coverage on your favorite sports teams, sporting events, anything. So this is pretty much our first broadcast. I'm pretty excited about it, guys. And
I'm so
we are making
excited.
history.
Dope.
We are making history. All right, guys, so before we get into specific games, just general thoughts on the first couple games. Christine, I'll start with you.
Pretty exciting. I think every matchup so far has delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. I mean, I have all my first
Okay.
round predictions, so we'll get to that later.
All right.
I don't want to jump
We can do
ahead
that.
too much,
We can
but
do that.
I like what I see so far. I think it's going to be dope.
Nice. D'Angelo?
I mean, it's the playoffs, and it took a long time. My team's in it, so
That's
I care.
right.
You know,
D'Angelo's
so
a Wizards fan, ladies and gentlemen.
you know,
Wow.
I've earned the success that we've
Yes.
gotten because it's been hard. It's been really
It was
hard
on
for
you.
us. Yes. So, those are my thoughts.
You're speaking on behalf of the Wizards
I am.
organization right
Every
now.
Wizard
You've
fan
earned
everywhere.
it.
Yes. Every win.
Yes. I'm also really excited. Some of the games made me a little anxious, but I made it through and excited to see where we go from here.
All right, sounds good. So let's get into the latest game, which was the Rockets versus the Thunder. Neil, whenever you have time. Neil's is in a booth, by the way. Give it a shout out to our engineer, Neil.
Yes.
It's a very difficult job. This sporting thing is going to be difficult to engineer, so just want to give a shout out to Neil really quick. James Harden with 37 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Great game. Russell Westbrook, not so great. 22 points, 6 to 23 shooting.
9
boards.
turnovers.
Yes,
That was
7
ugly.
assists, 9
Yeah.
turnovers, basically
Yeah.
validating all his haters for at least one game. What did you think of Russell Westbrook's performance?
I mean, I was really into the first half. I
Yeah.
felt like he kind of lost steam, though,
Yeah.
towards the mid-second quarter. I was like, oh, damn.
The guy, he needs help. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
like,
It was
it's
just like,
hard. Can you
and then-
imagine having an entire team on your back the entire season? Now you got to do it for the playoffs too. Like, that's hard.
You're sighing, but I agree. Like, I think he has no help. I think James Harden at least has other pieces around him that can
Okay.
help
A
him,
lot of
like support
pieces.
him. Yeah, exactly. And
they can all shoot the
Russell
three.
Westbrook really doesn't have anybody. But you're sighing, so what do you?
I'm
what's
sorry
your
because I
opinion?
do think he has help. I think Steven Adams is decent. Cantor off the bench can score. Oladipo is a good, sufficient shooting guard, and I think the way Westbrook plays, he doesn't really create in the sense where he's looking to make plays for others. It's just more like, I'm going to drive, and if nothing's there, then I'm going to kick the ball out.
Right.
It's just different. If you watch James Harden play, he's more of like, okay, I'm going to run the pick and roll, see what my options are, nice and calm. Where I feel like I can always say his name right, and I call him Russell Wilson sometimes. I feel like Westbrook's more just erratic and random and not put together. I don't know. He frustrates me. He's great, but he frustrates me.
I know you've been kind of vocal about
Yeah.
your sentiments
Oh, you
towards
follow
him
me
on
on Twitter,
social
guys.
media, definitely. But I mean, just going to this matchup, I was thinking a lot about like the way that they would come into it, what kind of a sense of urgency they'd be playing with,
Yeah.
considering the MVP race is still going on.
Yes.
And I'm just really curious to see how this series plays out because I feel like that'll really determine it for sure.
You think this? Well, they voted before.
Yeah, it's
Well, I feel like for the fans' perception, I
Okay.
would say,
Yeah.
you know what I
That
mean?
is
Like,
true.
It seems
although
like the players
voting,
care too. I agree. Like,
no,
I think
yeah,
the-
they still
like,
have something to prove.
Russ and James Harden are going at each other
Yeah.
right now, you
Yeah.
can tell,
Yeah.
which is fun to see. I think I feel you in the sense that he is a very erratic player, and if you are going to coexist with him, you got to know how to get out of his way and take over, like how KD did. Like it was just like,
Right.
oh, it's your turn. Oh, it's your turn. Supposed to James Harden makes
Right.
his takeover. Part of his takeover is getting his players involved, and so I agree with you. However, like Victor Oladipo went 1 for 12. Like these,
Okay.
there are some like the people who are supposed to be the second best, like people helping him out. We're not seeing a lot of that. The second best player today was Andre Roberson. He had 18 points.
And he
that
usually
should
does
not happen.
But he
Yeah.
usually doesn't.
Yeah.
He averages like 6 points.
He's
a game.
scared to shoot. Like
Yeah.
he should not be the second highest scorer on the team.
Yeah.
So we got to see more from everybody else.
I was very impressed with Patrick Beverley and the second
Yeah.
half. He came out in the third quarter, and his energy just in general, I think, put him over the top. It was a close game up until the third quarter.
After that
Yeah.
screen,
He's explosive.
after
Yeah,
the screen
you
when
guys
he
see
got
that screen?
popped,
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That woke him up though. I like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
And then Harden got hot in the second half. We have a highlight over here that shows James Harden just completely embarrassing Enes Kanter, which I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yo, I saw it.
Right
Chef
here.
them
Look at
up.
him.
Look at this.
Little chef. Got him. You
Let's
gotta hit
currency
the-
later.
I'm cooking up,
And
baby.
this is at
Yeah,
a point
love
where
it.
the game was just out of reach.
It's not
Yeah.
fair.
No,
There's
it's
a
not.
thing they're doing.
He had a couple step backs. You know, it just turned into a barn burner, but
They're switching a lot. Like the bigs are checking the guards, and it's like really like Steven Adams, like these guys. It just like it's not working. I don't think they should do that switch where Steven Adams is checking James Harden on the wing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It creates a lot of matchup problems.
Yeah.
Now, I had the Rockets in 6 before this game. What did you guys have?
I don't have the same prediction as you.
Oh, okay.
I have OKC in 7.
In 7.
Yeah.
Any reasons why?
Wow.
I'm with you.
I just
Really?
think that
Yes.
both teams have a lot to prove. I don't think it'll be done in 6.
Okay.
And I just think Russell Westbrook just has the most to prove right now. And I think he wants to see the Warriors later down the line.
Okay.
I think that'll be a story that a lot of people are interested in seeing in the NBA.
Okay. D'Angelo, you said that you had them in 7 as well.
I'm with her only because I'm not really high on Houston from a big picture standpoint. They shoot a lot all the time, and you get cold at some point.
That's
and
true.
I do think, even though they were cold today and they still won, which is weird, but I think this series is going to last a long time, and then they're just going to figure it out. OKC.
Okay.
I don't. I think this is going to be early.
Or like
Really?
5.
Yeah,
Like
early.
a sweep?
Well, I think 5. Yeah. No, I
Okay.
was thinking sweep, but I was like, I can't go that far because I think, I think Russell will get it together and we'll see something out of him, but I think he's going to have a hard time. So I'm going 5 games.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, you're off to a good start.
Looking good so far.
All right, so let's get into the Warriors versus the Blazers. The Warriors, in my mind, and I think the rest of the panel's mind, the best team in the league, hands down favorite to win the championship. Unfortunately, they beat the Blazers 121 to 109. And there was a lot of talk about Durant and Curry being able to coexist,
Right.
especially in the playoffs. Durant went down with an injury, and the Warriors just got hot without him.
Right.
So then they brought back Durant a little earlier than they suspected. That he was supposed to be out for a little longer, and I guess that was to get chemistry back. What did you think about how they played together today?
I thought they did really well. I think it's not on the level that they were at before Durant got injured,
Right.
but I think they're definitely finding their flow. And Curry, he just knows how to spread the floor, and I think that they really know how to play off each other's strengths. And I think this game, honestly, Durant showed off how crazy his handle is, and like that he's ready, like he's hungry. He's not shying away from the role that he has to play right now.
Right.
And I think they both understand how high the stakes are, and they're ready. They're just coming to play.
Yeah.
Do you think
He's
they can
got-
coexist?
He's got a lot. KD in this situation has a lot to lose because this is money time. He left
Got it.
for this time of the year to play with this team, so he's got to figure it out. He has
Yeah.
no choice.
Yeah.
And so I don't think when you're superstars, you figure it out. You know what I mean? They're both very talented players, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, coming into the season, I thought, with Golden State, I mean, they barely lost last year. So it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And so I thought getting rid of certain pieces of the team would really affect them. And KD coming in, it's like taking shots away from Steph and Clay. And so I worried, well, I'm not worried, but I didn't know how it would end up. But I figured, playing the full season together, they would get the flow of each other and know how it's going. And clearly, I also worried about Kevin Durant coming back from the injury, and it seems like he's absolutely fine.
yeah.
So
Like he hasn't missed a beat.
He
yeah,
came back
so,
quick too.
yeah, I mean,
No team's going to like
I
the
don't-
Blazers. Oh, sorry.
no, you're good.
Yeah.
You're taking like the thoughts right out of my head. Like
The Blazers aren't good enough to exploit
No.
whatever weaknesses, the rare weaknesses the Warriors
Right.
have. We won't
Yeah.
see that. We won't see a problem like that to the Western Conference Finals. So
That's true. And I was going to say, Lillard had 34 today. McCollum had 41, and they
God. Yeah, no,
still
no,
lost.
They don't play
were
defense.
so
Yeah, it was all offensive. This
No, but
game.
the thing is,
Yeah.
for a
Up until
while
the end,
there,
yeah.
for a while there, I was like, wow, could Portland really hang with these guys? Because Lillard and CJ were playing so good. they couldn't stop him.
Right.
But then, like Draymond was saying, he said, at halftime we realized that these guys had 48 points between the two of them. All we had to do was stop them.
Yeah.
And they did. And that's what they do so well. Like, they readjust, they come back to it, and now they know the game plan of what to do, and they're not going to lose.
I feel like
obviously.
today was like the first team to play defense was going to win, and it so happened to be the Warriors. We have highlights here, and I think it starts off with a Draymond block.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Draymond
And he had a couple.
awesome defense.
Block
Oh,
party.
yeah.
Blocks.
Yeah.
Block party.
Yeah, he 19 points, 12 assists. Was it 12 assists or 12 rebounds? Let me say. He had
19.
He had a triple double, and he had like a bunch of blocks.
12
and
rebounds
steals.
and 9 assists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12 rebounds, 9 assists, 5 blocks, 3 steals.
Yeah.
Neil, the highlight is up there if you can play it. I think
There you go.
a weird sign for Golden State though was that they didn't really have what a block production from their bench.
Yeah.
Now,
Not in this game.
I'm nitpicking right now. This is
Yeah.
me nitpicking.
You gotta look for stuff.
Right. I mean, this is just Durant taking over at the end of the game.
Oh, yeah.
But if I'm nitpicking, who is that going to be a problem down the line?
Maybe down the line, but
Yeah. Not
to
against
the, not
Portland.
to the Western
Yeah,
Conference
down
Finals.
the
Yeah.
line against who though? Because I think down the line, like in the finals, no, I don't think that will be a problem because the other team that I think will get there, or other teams that could get there, they don't have good production off their bench either. So I don't.
The Cavs?
Yeah, no, their bench is like the third worst in the league for production off the bench.
I know, but I mean,
They
that
just-
may be
it's-
true.
no.
You got Darren Williams.
No, but it
It's
sounds
so
good.
deep.
Yeah, you have Channing Frye, you have Darren Williams, you have who else is on their bench? You have so many good
Yeah.
players coming off their
Right.
bench, but they don't produce anything.
Yeah.
They're not as efficient, I would say.
And they're older and slower.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
have to agree, like what you said before about like kind of being worried about how taking away big pieces of the Golden State bench that brought them so far before, how that would affect with bringing Durant in. But I feel like their second unit actually has found a flow. I mean, like they have people like JaVale giving them crazy points,
played
like
good defense
energy.
tonight.
Iguodala
And energy,
has
yeah.
been playing like
Right.
top notch as of late. I mean,
Ian
he was kind
Clark
of
played
cold the last
more,
game,
yeah.
but Ian Clark has been
Yeah.
stepping it
Oh,
up.
yeah.
So I feel like honestly, like you said, like later down the line, like I don't know what other bench could really challenge them because I feel
Right.
like they've really found their groove together and I think they got it.
What about the Spurs?
Well,
If they
that's
play
so.
them?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, if you're talking about finals, no, I don't think any East Coast team's bench is gonna produce anything either. So yeah, if we're talking about the Spurs, that could be an issue.
Yeah. I think that's the only team that's really going to make a series interesting with them.
Okay.
The
so?
Spurs. If,
I
if
think-
I had
I
to,
Last
think there are a couple
matchup, I
teams.
was like,
if I had to pick a
I think
team.
there are a couple
yeah.
teams that can make it interesting. We'll get into it later.
Okay.
But so I had the Warriors in 5. I was giving the Blazers a game.
You gave him a game?
I gave him
you
a
are
game.
You are a generous
I
nice
gave him a
man. You are so sweet.
I would say the same.
5.
Warriors in 5.
Dame Lillard said Blazers in 6, so I'm with him. No.
That'd be awesome.
I love his confidence, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, they're getting
You gotta
swept.
have the confidence.
Oh, they're getting swept.
Oh,
you think?
5. Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm
You got-
gonna go Warriors in 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
Y'all are nice.
I know.
We are nice. We're too nice. We're too nice. All right, so let's move on to the Celtics and the Bulls. Bulls beating the Celtics 106 to 102. I guess this was a pretty big upset. I know a lot of people expected this to be a series.
Yeah.
I personally had the Celtics in 6. So I do have the Bulls getting 2 against Boston. But getting game 1,
That's big.
right off, that's huge.
That was
it's
big.
That's huge. Now, do you think there's a possibility that the Celtics could actually lose this series?
They could. I don't think it'll happen, but they could. Yeah, for sure.
I think they could.
Yeah.
I
A
think
1 versus 8?
honestly, like the Bulls are a scary good team. Like, okay, when I'm saying good, I mean I don't
Yeah.
think they're gonna go all the way, but like they have these pieces that are really
Yeah.
scary. Like I'm afraid of Jimmy Butler. Like he is
Yeah.
amazing.
He's the best player in the series. I know Isaiah
Yeah.
Thomas had a great year, but I'd still take Jimmy Butler over him.
right.
Yeah, and when they run the offense for Jimmy Butler to shine, it's like
Exactly.
he takes over. Like
Yeah.
so, they definitely are a force to be reckoned with. But I too had Boston in 6.
Yeah, Boston in 6. What did you
I
have,
don't
Deanjilo?
think it'll still be Boston in 6, but I mean they gave Jimmy Butler the ball for once. He got 19 shots.
Yeah.
I don't think him and D Wade that's not a great experiment. That they don't really know how to coexist. He got Rondo.
Yeah.
It's not.
That's
good
nothing Rondo
pieces.
too. Yeah.
Right.
I think that'll show itself at
Well,
some
Rondo
point.
played well today.
He did.
Too.
Yeah.
But it's just not consistent. You know, next game they can throw a dud out there.
Yeah.
Right.
So
What did you have, Jesse?
I think it will be Celtics in 6.
Celtics in 6?
Yeah.
All right, so we pretty much all have the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Jimmy Butler had 30 points, 15 of them in the fourth quarter. We have highlights here. Neil, if you can play that. And he was just, I mean, if he can play like
killing
this
it.
all
I know, he's
series,
so good.
they have a shot.
Yeah,
No,
can
I
he is the
agree.
question. 30 points a game. I don't see that from Jimmy.
See,
Really?
I don't,
You
30
think
a
he's gonna-
game?
I don't
I
know
mean,
though.
high 20s, he can absolutely get high 20s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Or 9
He's
of
so
9
talented.
efficiently
No,
too.
I
9
agree.
from
Look at
19.
this.
He's They can't guard. Who on the Celtics can guard him? Maybe Avery
You got
Bradley.
Crowder,
Avery
you got
Bradley.
Marcus Smart. They can make it hard. They can make it hard for him.
Smart is very feisty. Bradley's a very good defender, but he's small.
Yeah.
So I mean, who can really guard Jimmy? You know. And they didn't really get production out of Wade today, and they still won.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're taking? Are you
No.
taking-
I'm making a case for the Bulls. It
playing
sounds like
doubles.
I'm jumping on the.
All right.
You're like, but wait.
But there's more.
The thing about it is the Bulls are really bad at shooting threes. They dropped 106
Yeah.
points. I don't think that's happening again. I don't think they're
Yeah.
going to consistently get to 106.
Yeah, and they killed the Celtics on the board today. Offensive glass. They had 20 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So
Game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they know the formula now, though, to win.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas. Shout out to Isaiah Thomas, by the way. Our condolences
Yes.
go out to
Something
Isaiah.
definitely
His
needs to be
sister
said.
passed, and that's. I mean, I don't even know how he played today.
So tough.
And the simple fact that he had 33 points is
Yeah. Right.
absurd.
Yeah.
It's absurd. He's amazing. So shout out to you, Isaiah Thomas. Our condolences go out to the Thomas family. And yeah, that'll do it for our Celtics Bulls coverage. Just move on to the Wizards and Hawks. Deanjilo. Show him the shirt. Is that a playoff shirt? Or is that?
My House of Cards shirt? See?
Oh, okay.
Look at
I like it.
that.
I
John
like
Wall
it.
and Bradley Beal.
I
The
like
two
it.
best
House of
guards
Cards.
in that series.
That's true.
I'm not that naive.
Where's he going
I
with this?
love
like,
my
Time
Wizards.
out though, John Wall.
Oh,
man.
beast. 32
Yes.
points, 14 assists.
Can we
That's-
take a moment of
that's crazy.
silence at how
Okay.
beautiful this is for me as a Wizard fan?
Okay,
This is just
Moment of silence.
Yeah, but the Wizards have been in the playoffs though. Silence. The Wizards have been in the playoffs though.
hey, why are you being a negative?
But John
No, I'm
why
not.
are you being?
No, that's my thing.
We've grown a lot.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
these past 2
Oh,
years.
for
since-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Neil, you can play the highlights too, whenever you want.
Please play the highlights.
Yeah,
Can I
D'Angelo
watch
wants to
this?
see.
I want to see John Wall do
Look at this.
stuff.
Oh!
All
No,
season.
John
This is
Wall.
just.
Oh.
This is what it's been
Nice
all
little
season.
search.
It's
No, he's
wonderful.
and honest. I've been a big critic of Wall too because I feel like he has a lot of Westbrook in him, but he's
Yeah,
been
no.
playing under
Oh,
control.
oh,
Look at that.
He's so good.
He's a pass first guy though.
He
Russell's
is.
But that's the
not a
thing.
pass
But
first guy.
Wall became a pass first guy.
think
He's
so?
always no.
Really?
Yeah,
Because he
He
just
was
got
a
a
little.
jumper.
He was.
No,
Watch
I
this pass right
agree.
here. This is the play of the game
Oh
for me
my
right
God,
there.
he's
That's
so
gonna be
good.
fun.
Yeah.
This series is very physical. Markieff Morris and Paul Millsap
you heard
have
what he
been
said
going
after-
that. Yeah,
you heard Mark-
I love that. I love it. I love it. You gotta have a little dog in you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So-
yeah.
A little competitive
Absolutely.
edge.
Yeah. So I love that Paul Millsap lost and he's upset that he
Oh,
lost. And they're talking shit. That's great. How great is that?
That is really great.
Yes.
Guys, what happened to Dwight Howard? Why is
He's
Dwight?
like,
Who is that?
yeah.
Does he play
He's this
basketball?
guy
Who?
who used to be really good.
Now he's
No,
really
I
lame.
agree. Like he came in and I was like, oh yeah, he's actually playing. Like I
Yeah.
totally forgot.
Forgot he played for the Hawks.
I mean, he should
I
be
forgot about him
absolutely.
too.
That's not good. He's getting paid a lot of
I'm gonna
money.
be doing this
Yeah,
live right now.
I know.
2 for 6. He only took 6 shots. 6 shots. He had 10 rebounds. I mean, 14 rebounds, which is great.
That's
But I
cute.
mean,
Yeah.
It's cute.
you have 7
That's what he's
points.
there for.
You took 6 shots. Are you kidding me?
Right.
And it's not like this. I mean, they have Schroeder who had a great game. Millsap played well, but after that, like, who are you really going to for some points?
Well, that's their problem. They don't. That's always been this Hawks team's problem. They don't have a guy. They don't have a guy.
But see, but Dwight used to be that guy in Orlando. There's no.
Yeah.
He's
Oh.
so frustrating.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
He's so
He
frustrating.
gets to
He
the,
is.
old
to
now,
the line
too.
as well, and now he's not really producing anything for them.
Yeah.
Right.
I had Wizards in 6. Christine, what did you have?
I had Wizards in 6 too.
Nice.
Wizards in 4 because. That's what
Damn.
I mean,
And that was objective.
no. There's nothing. Anything I
As
say
long
on
as
this
you-
show about the Wizards, it will never be
I
objective.
mean, as long as you put
Just
that
want that to be
disclaimer in
known.
there. I'm cool with
Okay,
it.
I can put that out about the Warriors then.
It's a little different when it comes from me. I just.
Okay.
Okay.
I've been nice to you on the show. I'm not gonna say anything. All right, anyway, what do you have?
I think we'll go Wizards in 5.
5.
Yeah, I think
What's
it'll be
up?
5
Why,
or 6.
are you
but
guys
I'm
scared to
going
say
5.
that someone will sweep someone? It's
No.
going to. There will be a sweep in the
Well,
first round.
I think probably the
It'll
Pick
probably
something.
go to the
I was
Golden
nice
State.
and gave
Yeah,
the Warriors.
Golden
the
State.
Warriors in 5. Are you
I'll
kidding
say
me?
this. I'll say this. I actually I do Sports Weekly with BHL. I picked the Warriors in 4 in Sports Weekly, and I just recently changed my mind.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm too nice.
You are.
I'm too
Because
nice.
Give me a
Damon
reason.
CJ
There
was
is no
good.
reason. There is no reason.
Yeah. All right. I'll let it go.
Tim Hardaway bad shooting. That's another thing we were just saying. There's no options. I mean,
He's gotta be the guy,
Yeah,
too.
he has to be because if he's cold from the perimeter, they have no shot really.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do some Saturday games, guys.
Yes.
Couple crazy finishes. Let's start with the Cavs, obviously, because of LeBron. They survived. They beat the Pacers 109 to 108. Guys, should the Cavs be worried?
I like
mean,
that you used the word survived. 'Cause
They did.
They just
They
did.
just
They just did. Yeah, I've been keeping my eye on the Cavs just throughout the latter half of the season and just seeing how much they're struggling. Like, the fact that they were the second seed this year, I was like, okay, this is going to be a challenge for them. It's not going to be a cakewalk like I think they thought when they were still on their championship high.
Right.
I think they should be worried, and LeBron would probably go off on Twitter sometime soon talking about it.
But honestly,
so let's just wait on that.
I kind of think the Cavs wanted to be where they were, because do you really want to go the route of playing the Bulls and the Wizards if that's who you have to get through? Because I think the route that they have now is actually easier.
They don't want to see the Wizards.
Yeah, no, I don't think
wants
they
to see
do
the
either.
Wizards. I mean, come on.
So I honestly think, because even towards I know, but I honestly think like towards the end of the season, like the last couple of games, they didn't even play. You know what I mean? Like I think that they wanted
defense.
Yeah. I think they wanted to be where they are. And I think they have had some serious struggles towards the end of the season, but I think LeBron's attitude has changed from the end of the season till the game the other night. Just the way he talked about how the team played after the game. It made me less worried about the Cavs than I was prior to the playoff game, but it was a rough game.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron's at the point in his career where he doesn't care about the regular season. Let's just be honest. It's about
Right.
playoffs. It's about getting
Right.
that ring so he can get a step closer to Jordan in people's minds. At least that's how I think he looks at it. But let's take a look, Neil, if you can play that video of the last possession for Indianapolis.
let's talk about that.
Where, I mean, there's a lot of controversy going around saying Paul George should have gotten the ball back right here from CJ Miles. As you can see, he's coming back towards the ball, and CJ takes a fadeaway jump
Right.
shot. Pacers lose,
yeah.
and Paul George is upset. He kind of said something after the game in the direction of CJ Miles, saying that I have to get the ball in
Yeah,
that
yeah.
situation. Do you agree with him? What do you think?
Yes.
Of course. I don't.
100%.
Yeah.
I don't think that was thrown. People were trying to make it seem like he was trying to throw him under the bus.
Yeah.
No, he's the star.
Right.
He said he gave him the ball to get the ball back. It was pretty obvious.
And
that
he
that
was
the case.
killing it that
Yeah.
night. Like, give
Right.
him the ball.
Yeah, he
He's
needs
the
that
one
shot.
producing for you guys.
Yeah.
Give him
For
the
sure.
ball. That play, he had time left, and
Yeah.
it was a terrible shot. Like,
CJ
he was
panicked.
not in a position to take a shot, and there was 3 seconds left.
Yeah.
Like, give Paul George the ball.
See, but my thing with that is that Tyrone Lue drew a defensive play where he doubled George right away, and George
Right.
made the right play in
Right.
passing the ball. But if you're CJ Miles, I'm not necessarily in the mindset where you have to give the ball back to your star. You have to recognize you have a 4-on-3 right now. Your man just got doubled. Take the ball to the hoop. Do something. Create a play. Create an open shot for somebody. You don't necessarily.
Off balance jumper though.
Yeah.
That
Right,
was,
exactly.
Not
Yeah.
good.
But to me, that's kind of Nate McMillan, who's the coach of the Pacers. That's his fault, because all he did was draw up. He said, "All right, we're gonna give Paul George the ball, and we're just gonna
That's a good point.
just gonna go with it."
Right.
And he didn't draw anything up, and he got caught off guard.
And you're right. And I do
Yeah.
feel like Paul George, towards the end of the game, was getting doubled. So, I think that's something that he probably should have seen coming.
Right. But they were completely surprised.
Yeah.
I thought that was a brilliant move by Coach Tyrone Lue of the Cavs, to be honest with you. And Nate McMillan got caught flat-footed just calling an ISO play. I have a big problem with coaches calling ISO plays at the end. I understand you want your star to get the shot, but create something,
some
getting him
action
an
to get him
open
open.
shot. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Don't just give him the ball, hold it, because that's just not how. I don't know. I just feel like it's very low efficient.
One thing I do, big picture from this series,
Yeah.
I just really like that the Pacers aren't intimidated by the Cavs.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that is why this may go go to 6 or something like that.
Right.
Because I do think they could snag a win or two because, like you said, the Cavs are kind of lagging a little bit.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Well, I had Cavs in 5. What did
You
you
have
guys
them in 5?
Yeah.
God, that's tough. I'll go Cavs in 6.
Cavs in 6. Okay.
I could see them still in some games, 4-2.
Okay.
Definitely. But Cavs.
Damn, I was way off. I had Cavs in 7.
I mean,
It's
honestly,
be.
not. No, it's
It could
not.
be.
Yeah.
I mean, only because I do see a first round matchup going to 7
Somewhere,
games.
yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
gonna be that little drama, that little edge, because we're all gonna be falling asleep waiting for the finals. But no, I do think that Paul George is gonna give the Cavs a run for their money and
Right.
cause them to step up. Like you said, they're not playing like they're intimidated at all. They're coming full force, and it's gonna be really interesting.
More important question is Lance Stevenson going to get to blow in LeBron James' ear this series?
I think he will.
Yeah,
meme
if,
gods
if
are
they
That's
are
what we
winning,
want.
I think
That's all
they
I care
will.
about with this series. I don't care about anything else.
All right, well, a series I had going 7, Christine, since you mentioned it, was the Jazz and Clippers. And
okay.
Neil,
Good
if
one.
you can play this clip. This is the end of the game where the Clippers were down by 2. Chris Paul had the ball with a chance to tie, and he does. And this is what I like about this. In the Indiana game, McMillan called a timeout. Here, there's no timeout called.
Yeah.
So they don't have a chance to set up defense.
That's
You know
a
what I
good
mean?
point. I'd never even
Yeah.
thought about that because
So-
I instantly go to the timeout myself.
Right.
Because it gives you good position, but
Right. So then
you're
Joe,
exactly right.
Yeah, Joe Johnson gets a matchup he wants against Crawford and just exploits it. Game over.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if McMillan didn't call a timeout, Tyrone Lue doesn't have a chance to call double team and set up a
Right.
defense.
That's a good
I
point.
I like not calling a timeout.
I have
I
no,
mean,
yeah. Oh, I was gonna say I have no problem with a timeout if you're gonna call it. Like they did an
Exactly.
ISO too. Like you called a timeout to have an ISO.
Exactly.
Like, so I'm with you.
Exactly.
There. Yeah.
That's my whole point right there. So, and it's a shocker because Gobert went down. Rudy Gobert, one of the best defensive players in the league, one of the best big men in the league. The Utah Jazz are flying under the radar because they play in Utah and B, no one sees their games.
No, you can just stop
it's
there.
so
It's Utah.
Gordon Hayward's one of the best young players in the league. I had the Clippers winning in 7 strictly because they have home court. But if you can't beat the Jazz without Rudy Gobert, I mean, it's not looking good for them right now. What did you guys have? Who did you have in the series?
I had Utah in 7.
Okay.
Because I don't see the Clippers making it out of the first round.
You think their window is completely closed?
That's it.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but I do think the Clippers have more experience. So I have them in 7. Yeah, that's the only reason.
I understand that.
Yeah,
they definitely have more like that edge, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had Clippers in 7 also, but now I do worry about that because I don't know. We have a few people in the chat, and Black Jones.
Awesome.
Yeah, Black Jones says he can see this series going 5 or 6. Not sure about.
Hey,
7.
shout out Black Jones. He's always on my shows.
Really?
Yeah, I know
Welcome
it's not
back.
for me.
5 or
I
6
know it's not
maybe,
because of
yeah.
me, but
5 or 6 in which direction?
right.
Yeah, which direction,
Yeah,
Black
let us
Jones?
know.
That's a good.
Anybody
question.
else? Just Black Jones? Welcome.
Oh
Black
yeah,
Jones.
we have Treehouse in here too.
Treehouse.
Oh, the Treehouse.
Here's our tree. All right.
I got you. I'm there for you.
All right. So let's move on to the Bucks Raptors. Giannis Antetokounmpo is.
Well, can we? Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I did it.
Wow.
seriously.
I
really
did it.
well.
1 for
Killed
1.
it.
Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The Greek Freak.
Say it again.
No.
The Greek.
Wait,
Yes, no, that's exactly how I
That's
refer
it,
to him.
right?
I can't say his
No more.
name.
Just say it once a
Greek
show.
Freak.
He's the Greek Freak.
He is the Greek
From now
Freak.
on. I'm retired.
Yes.
He is a monster.
I know.
Oh my goodness. So the Bucks beat the Raptors 97-83. And Neil, if you can play the highlights, I mean, this is just it's like a man amongst boys.
You gotta have
Oh,
a dog.
he's
And you gotta have a
awesome.
dog.
He's
Like, square up, boy. I got this.
See what the Raptors didn't do, because I weirdly watch a lot of Milwaukee Bucks games. You have to make him. You have to make him shoot. Why is he?
Yes.
you
That's his one
cannot-
weakness right now.
He cannot shoot. And look at all these highlights. What is he doing?
And but this is him passing.
Yeah.
He has great court vision. That's what I love about him too. He's not a selfish
Yeah.
basketball player. I had his. Do you have the box scores, Deanjilo?
I have it on my phone. Sure.
Mine's not loading. I had his line, which was just ridiculous.
Nasty. Hold up. Do I have it? I don't have that game.
I have it.
Sad
He has
day.
28 points. Let's see.
28
8
points.
rebounds, 3 assists,
He was a
2
beast.
steals, a block. Yeah, he played.
love
He
that
was
stat
so
sheet.
much fun to watch in
he's
this
awesome to
game.
watch.
Yeah.
This is his breakout party.
This is coming
Yeah.
out party for sure.
And I'm gonna admit I took the Raptors in 7, but
Everybody did.
immediately.
just
I mean,
wanna change.
immediately. I'm talking first quarter immediately. I was like, nah, Bucks in 6.
I had the Raptors 2. I'm not going to overreact to game 1. I do have it going 6 though.
Okay, Raptors in
The
6.
Raptors are a better team.
I don't like the Raptors. I'll get into it, but
Yeah.
Christine, who did you have?
I had the Raptors in 6 as well.
Okay.
I just think that they have more shooters. But I mean, I don't know. The game was fun to watch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to jump ship right away.
Yeah.
But
I do.
You're like, I
got
got
him, too.
Well, to be honest, the Greek Freak, I feel like he's out here to make sure everyone knows how to pronounce his name,
yeah,
man.
that's
Like,
true.
he's
Yeah.
like, I'm just gonna
Madden
kill
1000.
it this
Madden
series.
1000. Jesse, who'd you have?
Hell yeah.
So I had originally the Raptors in 6, but I agree. Like, I kind of want to switch on one of mine, so I'm going to switch here. I'm going to go like.
We all get one.
Yeah.
We all-
gotta document
I wanted
this.
to.
No, we
I
all,
know, we
I
should.
plan on documenting.
I
Get
wanted
everybody
to
else
switch
too.
on the
Get these.
Clippers, but
Yeah.
I didn't go there. So I think I'll take the Bucks in 6.
I'm with you.
I don't know.
and I don't
I
like-
just have a feeling, and they're so much
So
fun to
wait,
watch.
I'm so
Bucks
weary
in
of
6.
defending the Raptors because Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan suck in the playoffs.
It's not that their shot selection. Just the Raptors drive me crazy. They're one of my least favorite teams in the league. It's their shot selection is terrible. They don't have a purpose on offense. I just feel like they take a bunch of step back mid range jumpers,
You're
which
right.
are the most low percentage shots you can take.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what their game is based off of. Kyle Lowry takes a lot of threes off the dribble. DeRozan takes a lot of step back
Mid-range.
fade. And if you're on, you're on. But if you're off, it's just
Right.
terrible.
It's cold,
Yeah.
And at least someone like the Rockets who takes a lot of jump shots. The Warriors take a lot of jump shots, but it's drive and kick, open three. That's not what the Raptors are doing. And I feel like when you get into the playoffs, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
That's why I personally like the Raptors. I didn't think the Bucks were ready, but just eye test first quarter. I was
First
like,
game, yeah.
I don't know. I think the Bucks are taking it, but that's just me. And then we're gonna move on to the last series that we have not covered. Spurs beat the living crap out of the Grizzlies 111 to
I have such a
82.
soft spot for the Grizzlies, man. I'm just.
I
it's
know,
so
I do
sad.
too.
Yeah.
Do you?
love
Do
them.
you?
I know.
Warriors fan.
But the thing
Warriors
is, like
fan.
every year, I'm just like,
The Memphis got a couple on the Warriors
I
before,
love
so
I'm a big
that
Memphis.
matchup is like tough for them. So I'm not a fan.
Okay, that's what. Okay.
I'm speaking biasly.
Okay.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, their window's closed as well. I
The
feel like-
Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Well, the Tony Allen injury that
It's
sucked,
over.
because
Oh, yeah.
this would have been a competitive series. I think,
Yeah.
if
He's their
Tony
heart,
was
he's
there.
their heart and soul. He's not their best player, but he's their best defensive player, and that's what they're built on, grinding.
They were
Grinding.
up
Right.
like 27-9 in the first quarter. Then they just like stopped playing.
It was like, true.
Yeah, that was it.
It was so bad, I didn't even put together a highlight package for this.
Is that one? Is that why?
yeah. But I used to be a big Grizzlies fan, and then, I don't know what it is. It
I think
just
the games will be closer than this, though. Especially at home in the grindhouse.
I have the Spurs in 5, so I have Memphis winning a game, probably game 3. But
I have the Spurs in 5 as well.
yeah, I don't see this being competitive. Deanjilo, what do you got?
I really like the Grizzlies
Yeah.
enough to say they'll win 2 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really like the Grizzlies as well, but I think they're gonna get swept.
Ooh. See,
So,
you said yes.
I do.
Someone else who
I
thinks
do,
the sweep is
yeah.
gonna win.
A sweep has to happen, and
Right.
I
Yeah.
think this is gonna be it. And it sucks, but
You picked the Grizzlies series over the Warriors series for a sweep.
I know.
I want that on paper.
Well, because
Well, the
I know
Spurs
it's so
better
tough.
sweep and make a statement.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, so moving forward, the Rockets, Thunder, Warriors, Blazers, Celtics, Bulls, Wizards, Hawks. Which, what matchup so far intrigues you the most? Like, what do you think looks like it's going to be the best series out of all of them, just based off of one game? Because I was really excited about the Rockets and Thunder. Then seeing today's game, I'm like, ugh, all right, well, maybe it's not going to be as competitive as I thought it was. The Warriors and Blazers looks like, I think the Warriors take it in 5, like I said, but I think each game's going to be very entertaining.
Yeah.
But I'm really looking forward to Celtics Bulls now. I think
Yeah, I agree.
that's going to turn into a war.
Yeah. Utah, LA is going to be great. I think that's going to be the best series.
I wish Gobert was still there. 'cause
Is he out? He's coming back. Is
He's
It's-
questionable.
Yeah.
He's
So
didn't
that's in
questionable.
the Clippers' favor. They lost, so that could be good, right?
Yeah, but I mean, they didn't even beat
Without him.
at home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's bad news. That's bad news.
Yeah, I think the Celtics Bulls will be a good one. I also think the Pacers and the Cavs. I mean,
I
I,
think it'll be
feel
a
like
good
the
series.
Cavs have always had trouble with the Pacers,
Yeah. Right.
and like this first game was really bad. Like
Yeah.
I'm worried for them. I know they're not worried for them, but I am worried for them. Yeah. I think it'll be good. Unless like things turn around. I mean, Kyrie did not have a great. I mean, he played great. Like I love Kyrie, but like he was shooting threes that he did not need to be shooting. He had like terrible 3-point percentage. He needs to stop shooting those. Unless he's on, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So like if he's on, then maybe this is a different story. But like after the last game, I'm really worried for those guys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we do some MVP talk or picks? Like,
Yeah, sir. Let's do it.
No?
Real quick. Let's do it.
Okay.
So who do you have, since you brought it up?
I have Russ because I love him, and he averaged a triple double. He's the man. Come on. Am I the only one that wants Russ to be the MVP?
I don't want him to be the MVP.
You don't like Russ though.
I don't dislike him, though.
What does that mean?
You dislike him.
It's okay to dislike
I would say
him.
on
Yeah.
a litmus test here, you
I
kind of
haven't heard you
dislike
say a
him more
positive
than
thing
you like
about him.
Okay,
And he averaged
Russell-
a triple double this year. So
he had a great season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Insanely impressive season. He's one of the most athletic human beings I've ever seen in my life. He's phenomenal.
okay.
Yes.
He's not my MVP.
Who's your MVP?
I give it to James Harden.
Because
I just think that coming into the season, expectations matter when it comes to the MVP, right? No one thought the Rockets were going to be the 3 seed. No one even thought they were probably going to make the playoffs, especially with Mike D'Antoni coming in. Mike D'Antoni's reputation has been shot since he left Los Angeles and New York.
I don't know why, but
Yeah, neither do I. I'm a Knicks fan, and I like D'Antoni.
Yeah.
I'm one of the very few who do. So I think that has a lot to do with it. I think he's more efficient than Westbrook. I think he's more under control. I just think he did a little more. He averaged more assists, more efficient. I give it a Harden. His team did better, and I don't buy the whole argument that Westbrook was playing with less. I mean, Harden's not playing with much either. Nobody said when the season started. Nobody was talking about the roster. Nobody
He's
was saying.
definitely playing with.
He's
more
playing with more.
significantly more.
Yeah,
I
no,
wouldn't say.
I agree.
I
Like,
wouldn't
his EP
say.
changed?
I wouldn't say significantly more.
No,
more.
I do.
Yes.
I do think
significantly
more. Yeah, I do. I think.
Go ahead.
I mean, no, I don't want to go here because I have something totally different to say.
Say it.
I also think LeBron could be an MVP.
No, that's what I want.
I mean,
Every
yeah,
year.
but that's not fair. So whatever. Yeah.
Why do you think it's not
Yeah.
fair?
Well, because if we're going by the best person, the best player in the league,
Right.
it would be LeBron every
Well,
year.
it is, but the most valuable player is
Right,
the
the
player that's like when you say the most valuable player, it is like who is most valuable to their team and to a team, I guess. And LeBron is it. Like he is the best player and he makes other players better.
Yeah,
So I think it's LeBron, but do I think they'll give it to him? No, they're going to give it to Harden or
That's
Westbrook.
how I feel too, because the way they
That's where the conversation
How the
is right now.
voting is,
around those
yeah.
two.
Yeah,
I
but
agree with
I
you, but-
100% believe it should be LeBron.
it
Like,
could be
and
LeBron every year.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
really could be.
no, I totally agree.
Who do you have, Christine?
I have Russell Westbrook. I'm like tripping on his name like you.
Russell
No.
Wilson. Russell Wilson.
Russell Westbrook.
You know.
Russell Westbrook. No, I think they're gonna give it to him. I mean, he averaged a triple-double. I
Right.
think that says a lot, and I think how stats and media analytics obsessed the NBA is. I
Right.
think they would be remiss not to give it to him. Not just because like it's a stat line, but that's an incredible feat. And I think that just the kind of year that he's had, and like you said, coming into it, people had low expectations, I guess, for the Rockets, but I think on the flip side, the expectations were so high or moderately high for Russell to step up and take care of this team, and I think he
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
like
hell
shut that
yeah.
down.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, okay, you don't know that I can do this. I did it. So
Yeah.
I think they're gonna give it to him.
Why not?
Okay, and averaging a triple double. That's
Amazing.
It's
big
phenomenal.
Yeah.
You can't hate on that. So
Yeah.
I won't hate on it. I'll try to say a nice
He's still gonna
thing
be
every
angry
day.
and play angry next year regardless. You know
all right.
this, right? So
But he was terrible
Word.
today. And on that note, guys,
Haters be like,
thanks for tuning in to the inaugural NBA playoffs coverage. AfterBuzz Sports. Peep the logo, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. Tune in. We're going to be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays as well. So that's Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays reviewing all the playoff games.
Yes.
I'm Josh Rodriguez. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Josh_Rodriguez_. Hit me up. I love to debate and talk crap about Westbrook. Christine, where can they find you?
you guys can find me on my Golden State Warriors throne. No, I'm just kidding. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Christine Bean. And where can we find this fan over here? I was gonna say something really slick, but I was like, you know what? You let me go this episode, so I'll let you go.
well, guys, you can hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram at Deanjilo. Check the spelling, DEANJILO. My mom was real creative, so you gotta pay attention to that. And don't be scared to say that a sweep is gonna happen, guys. All right, like no, don't be scared.
I
I'm just
said
letting you
it.
know.
I said it.
There will be a sweep somewhere. All right.
There will be. You're right.
Where can they find you?
I'm Jessie Zahner. You guys can find me all over social media at Athletic, and thanks for joining us in the live chat tonight, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Like I said
Yes.
before, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday we'll be here at 11 p.m. Pacific. I know that's very late for you East Coasters, but you can catch us the next day.
Hey.
Yes.
And tune in. We have other panelists as well, so get to know us, get to know AfterBuzz Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.